Alright everyone, welcome back. This is... Oh, that's a lot. So, this is day 4 of the Road to 600 ELO. And last time, I won a game, lost a game, made some blunders. I randomly got this challenge from this guy, Wormsetsky from France. I do not know what this is. We're just going to hop right into it. I am very tired today, and that could very well reflect in my gameplay. My opponent doing the King Fianchetto opening. And we're just going to put a pawn in the center. Really never hurts to put a pawn in the center. Goes with f4. Trying to gambit a trade, increasing pressure on the e5 space. We'll respond with c6. And this is getting tense already. I can feel it. He takes, we take. Yeah, I'm fine with this. We'll just bring out another knight. Goes b3. I think we're just going to continue development here. Bring the bishop out castle. Bring a third attacker to this square. Die. I'm pretty much all out of attackers at this point. So I'm thinking at this point I should just advance the pawn, because I don't think I can attack this space. I could go knight of here though. But he can kick the knight. I think I'm just going to advance. If he takes knight, take with bishop. He brings the knight over here. Could take it. Yeah, Decisions. I think I'm just going to take. This might be a mistake. I am giving him a lot of space here. Regardless, I'm going to go with d5 actually to defend this pawn. I think. If he takes this knight, it's good, because I'll be targeting his rook. Brings the knight out, attacking that pawn. I would like to castle, but he's just barraging me with these constant attacks. Bishop e6. Do I like this play? I think I do. Could also go c6. But getting this bishop out would be nice. Although, I don't know if it makes too much of a difference, really. We'll go c6. Creating this pawn chain. Pretty nice pawn chain. He finally castles. We'll do the same. Attacks this, which he takes. I take back with pawn. Takes. I take back with bishop. Or with knight. I think I'm gonna bring the queen out here. I think bringing the queen out over here is not a bad idea. Oh, and I misclick. A classic misclick. Well, we take. And this will lose me a pawn. Which, to be honest, I think originally I didn't even realize I was losing a pawn. Now he's got a pretty nasty attack there. I think I just have to take here. In a very precarious spot here. Could get bad. You know, I'm seeing he might go and just attack that with that bishop. But I'm going to bring the queen over, just back over here. Going to put it right back where I he defends it, although it wasn't really... We kick the knight. Oh, sorry, the bishop. I think we do. I'm sorry, I'm very tired today. This isn't going to be one of those days where I... Oh! He is threatening mate. He responds. Bringing this pawn up, perhaps? I believe that's my only defense here, is just to bring this pawn up. I'll bring the pawn up. And I realize that I'm still targeting this bishop. We cannot forget this. Maybe he'll forget this. He forgets it. Cool. Although it's right in the middle of the board. I think he'll see this. He does. He brings it back. I'm trying to think of what my next move should be. I'm thinking we find a spot. I'm gonna avoid moving these pawns at all costs. I think we have to move bishop out here. I like this spot for this bishop. Although he can easily kick it, that's the only issue. Which is why I want to bring out the queen here. I think I'll bring out the queen over here. I think I like that spot for the queen. Could have also brought it here. Might have been better. He brings the queen back. And he blunders. Wow. We caught a break. In the midst of this mess of a game. And he resigns immediately. Wow. That took a wild turn there at the end. Alright, I mean, we'll take it. We'll take it. I don't know how I did that well this game. Played with 60% accuracy. Definitely did not play that well. And I was not expecting to play that well. Funny, it gave me a 550 ELO this game. So I played exactly to my ELO. So let's walk through it. I put the pawn in the center. I defend the pawn. Which apparently, taking this is the play. Which, you know, my thinking was I wanted to keep my position in the center, but taking, you know, I guess, noted for next time. I bring this knight out. When I could have just pushed the pawn. I noticed when you can push the pawn to threaten knight, you should almost always do it. And that is a thing I kind of just, in this moment, just forgot about. You know, still though, the position's fine. Still could have done it here on this move too. You know, I'm just developing. And 3 times in a row, I missed the best move. I finally do it here. He moves the knight there. I capture, which capturing was the play here. And I defend this pawn, which is under attack. Could have also just attacked the bishop. Could have done that too. And he would have been forced to either capture the knight or retreat if I did that. Yeah. So that is somewhat of a missed threat. And I still don't do it here. I simply just defend the pawn, even though the pawn really didn't need to be defended. Actually, I don't see this as that bad of a move, because if I just say... I'm overanalyzing this position. I'm overanalyzing. But, yeah, he castles, I castle. Could have still done it. Which honestly would have saved me a move. Because this is... Do I eventually kick this bishop? I don't exactly know. This was the misclick. Which apparently wasn't even that bad of a move, really. It did take a little too long to bring up this bishop. He captures there. We trade off. I move the queen back, which apparently bishop there. Now, that would be a good spot for the bishop. Now that I see that, can't be attacked directly. Really, I suppose he could have attacked bishop. I would just take, and then I could, maybe play check with queen. I don't know. I'd finally make the move c5 here. Which, it's funny, at the time I made it, it was not a good move. I suppose because... should have offered the trade here. Really. Why not back here? When did it tell me to make the move? Yeah, here... told me to make the move. When... here it's not a great move. Here. And I believe the queen is in a different spot. I'm not entirely sure about that. And then he could have just taken his bishop here. Wait a minute, if I take bishop... I thought he had checkmate. Not checkmate? If I take this bishop, is queen h7 not checkmate? Oh, I kick the queen with this, and then okay. Well, luckily for me, he blunders the queen. So, hey, we'll take it. An alright game. Didn't play a great opening, but worked out. We will do our second game. We're at 551, which I believe is peak ELO. I think it is. Playing against someone with the exact same ELO from newbie from India. As always, we play the London. Can we go 2-0 today? Have not had a day yet where we went 2-0. Okay. Just do our thing here. I'm not sure what the purpose of c6 is. This is an interesting... playing the Caro-Kann. Now that I see that. Okay. Let's go with... d2 now? No, let's go f3 now. Okay. We now go... complete the pawn chain, I guess. Yeah, we'll just complete the pawn chain. Puts the knight there, which... fine move. We're gonna put the bishop here. And we're not gonna take, because if he takes with pawn, I'm forced to move the knight. And yeah, I do not like the look of that, so we're just gonna do that. I don't know if he really legitimately has an attack here. Attacking my pawn here, we simply offer the queen trade with the hope of opening up the rook file with the pawn. I wouldn't be surprised if he took here. If he takes here, would not totally surprise me. Doesn't. He just pushes that pawn up, which... Well, now this pawn is undefended, correct? He takes there. And... I'm trying to figure this out. Do I take here? That is the big question. Do I take here? He will take back, obviously. Alright, we're gonna take. We're gonna take the bait. I've never been offered that. I've never come into the situation playing the London. He takes, which is to be expected. But now, what do we do here? Well, he could go... A few ways he could go with this. We could still queen trade. Could still do this too. Could still do this, although we can't do that with the knight there yet. I'm taking a lot of time here. We're gonna do... This is a little bit of an interesting idea. Play check. If he takes, take with bishop. Successful queen trade. I don't know if this benefits me. I really don't know. Blocks with knight. Pretty expected move. I'm finally going to... Let's see here. Oh, this knight d4 is looking pretty good right now. Technically a fork of the bishop and this knight. Now, he can't take with this knight. So I think what he's going to do, what I would expect him to do is move this bishop back here. If he doesn't, then I just take this knight. And if he takes, I fork the rook and king. But I think he'll see this move. But I'm okay with this. This knight is a little concerning that this knight just hasn't moved. If I move it here, he just takes for free. And also threatens my rook. Bit of a problem. So I'm thinking of developing it, here. And maybe move this back, move this here. I'm not really sure. Because I traded my queen, which... Thinking about it now, I don't think the queen trade was a great idea. I really don't. Oh, he disconnected. We get to see 2 wins here? He's got to reconnect, and he's got 15 seconds to reconnect. Oh, and he reconnected. Okay. I'm happy about this. Because I want to play this out. I do want to play this out. As much as we like free wins, this is interesting. Queen trade with the London. Not something I get to do often. And he's still not seeing this move. I don't think. I really don't know what's going on here. Despite all this time he's used, he's still got more time than me as of right this second. Which, that is still something I gotta work on, is using my time more effectively. This is starting to feel like yesterday. And he finally finds the move. I could still take the knight. If he takes my knight, I take there. Maybe he takes my knight. I'm just gonna take. What I think I'll do is... Knight here is a very tempting move. Alright, this might be a little bit of a weird move, but I'm gonna go with moving this pawn up. I might regret this move. There's a good chance I'll regret this move. I'm trying to get this knight away so I can move my knight to d2. That is the idea. And I realize moving the f2 pawn is a little risky. It is definitely a bit of an odd move. But, I was considering rook d1 as well. Which rook d1, I don't know, probably a better move. But I wanted to create an immediate threat to the knight. Where do I think he'll go? I think his only logical move here is to go back to d6, which is good. Which we do like to see, obviously, a retreat. If he does move back, I guess we move in with knight d2. I think that's the idea. Definitely going to be an interesting analysis here. He's taking a lot of time again. A lot of people taking a lot of time. He goes here, which, you know, do I take this? I mean, I don't think I do. I honestly don't think I do, because this knight really isn't much of a threat right now, whereas, you know, I have control over this diagonal, so I think I'm just going to keep this right where it is. What I will do is play... I'm thinking playing e4. If he can take back the knight, we'll just go knight d2. And we'll go from there. He could still take my knight here. I take back... Wait a minute. Okay. Wait, did he have... If he takes knight, I take, he takes bishop for free? Which, I didn't even see that. I think... Okay, this is where it's going to get a little crazy. If he takes with pawn, I go here, play check. We're going to try this. He could take with bishop. If he takes with pawn, I'm playing check. Which is... He takes with bishop. Which, you know, I don't think anybody's surprised by that. If I take... I don't like the idea of taking there. I really don't. Might have to just fall back here. And I think I will. We play check here. Now if I play check... Oh, this bishop... my dark squared bishop is in a little bit of trouble right now, it looks like. Okay. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna play check. He can block with bishop. I realize he can block with bishop, and I'm realizing now that I have to take, because if I don't take, he's just gonna take this bishop for free. I have to take. This is getting a little ugly for me. Just a little bit, though. We're not too concerned right now, but it is looking a little dicey right now. He takes with rook. Makes sense. And now, either take the knight or I move this bishop back. I think I'm going to just move it back. Because he targets the weak pawn there. Opens this for his rook. We move up with the pawn. Well, the pawn is pinned. The pawn is pinned. I think we go... Alright, we're gonna go e1. Leaving this pawn... Gotta remember, leaving this pawn undefended. But obviously, I've been left in a very defensive position. He goes back with the knight, which is a bit of a strange move. We are going to pressure this bishop now. And ask the bishop what he wants to do. He's not going to take. He has to go back here. Yeah, he goes back. Makes sense. Still pinning the pawn. Could offer a trade of pawns here to get my knight moving. I don't think that's a bad idea. Could also do it here. Except I can't. Can do it here as well. Take. Alright, we'll go for it here. Although we are giving the rook this file, which I don't love. Don't love that. Also low on time. Now under 3 minutes here. 22. He just moves the pawn forward. If I do take this pawn, he takes with rook. Now we do have the ability to play check here. I kind of do like that. But we gotta see if there's something better here. Obviously, this knight is undefended. You know, we could go knight here. So that blocks the open file. I don't know if I like that. I think we'll play... Although if I play check, this pawn is undefended. You gotta keep that in mind. And so if when he moves, I go... You know, I could... Maybe I should have moved the king at some point. Alright, we'll play check. And then probably... Knight c4. Probably. Yeah, I think knight c4 is my best option. This pawn is undefended, this pawn is undefended. So he might go after these pawns. He... Okay, trades with me. I think this trade actually benefits me, because that bishop was quite a threat. Now he has to move this rook. So... This might be going my way, we'll see. Moves the rook, targets that. Okay. We could just defend it like that. Could defend it with this rook. I like the idea of moving this rook up. I do like that idea. Yeah, we'll defend like that. Then we can double our rooks. And there is sort of an open space here. He is trying to trap my bishop. I think I'm forced to h4. I gotta play quicker, I have a minute. Oh, this is looking very good for me right now. This is looking good. There's knight there. This target, what is this target? This pawn? Okay. Not gonna think too much. Not gonna think too much. He can play check. Oh, and I just blundered. Does he see the fork? Does he see the fork? This could have just won him the game, and it did. Wow. I don't know if that wins him the game, but this is bad for me. We're now equal in material again. That is so heartbreaking, and of course he gets that. I am going to... Could just take here. You can also just take here, and if I... Yeah, I don't like the look of that. We'll play knight up here. So we don't lose our bishop when he inevitably takes here. Plays check. He's going to win a pawn. Okay. Going to reroute the bishop. Going to bring our bishop around here. Okay. Going to move my knight over here. Gotta have 16 seconds. This is most likely a loss. You know, but we're gonna make the best of this. We're just gonna try our hardest, really. Just see how it goes. With 15 seconds left, I am pretty much toast here. We can play that. That works. Takes. He is still up a point because of that fork from earlier. Plays that. We just move our king. And yeah, this is over. And yeah, GG's. We'll see if he can checkmate me. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I mean, he played a pretty good late game, I think. He picked up on that fork, and he just played a good late game. I think my opening was decent, but late game I definitely fell behind, mainly because I was very much down on time and had little to no time to make decisions. But we go 1-1 today, which isn't bad. 1-1, we take 1-1. No loss, no gain. And playing the London system, you know, this is basic stuff here. We go queen here, which I think this is a good move. I usually think this queen trade, when he proposes to take this pawn, you should offer the queen trade, opening up the rook file. This is what I've learned. So I take there. And apparently this allows him to win a bishop. I fail to see how this allows him to win a bishop. He takes, I take back. He plays a pawn there. What? If he plays a pawn there, I would just move it back. Oh, but the... Oh! I see it. Although it would be a trade of a knight and bishop. Which you don't want this file open if you're king's castled here, yeah, so... With my knight, my bishop being here was not great. This, I realize, was... not a great play. I could have trapped his rook! Could have trapped his rook! Wow. Missing that is crazy. So we trade. That was... man. Moving this pawn was the play, apparently. And I could have traded off there. I did like having this bishop on the diagonal, though. So, we trade there. I move back. Apparently I should take here. We trade anyways. We pretty much trade. I pretty much went around, and we trade anyways, which is kind of funny. You know, okay. I'm making good moves here. I mean, this is pretty solid chess here. Offering that pawn trade was good. And then we're about to see it all fall apart very shortly here. I think I have a slight positional advantage here. Just because my king is a bit safer than his king here. He gives me a free bishop. Which I defend the pawn like that. I could have done that. Okay, I see. I could have gone for the pawn trade. And by the way, if he takes the trade, I have check here. If I do that. Could have taken that file as well. Okay. Yeah, I guess I could have got my rook attacking this knight as well. This rook was a bit passive this game. This is something I struggle with a bit, is actually using my rooks as effectively as I can, because I often let them sit, not really do anything. And this was the move that changed the entire pace of the game. And also at this point I was very low in time, I had 58 seconds, so I had to think fast. Move cost me a rook? Wait. He goes there. And I need to see how this cost me a rook. I take, he takes. Why would I take here if... Some of these, like, the chess.com analysis, I don't understand. Why I would willingly take this pawn to give up my rook. I don't understand that. I mean, let's say... You know, let's say we trade instead. And then I take. I mean... I don't know. I really don't see how some of these make much sense. What? Why is it not... Oh, it's like, is this the oh, I'm showing the follow-up, I'm sorry. So, yeah, should have taken there, makes sense. I was so low on time here, I did not have time to think. I'll have the opponent take an open fight with a rook. Yeah, I mean, I just... should have taken here much earlier. Yeah, it was over at this point. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. 1-1. 543, so still hovering around 550. We'll try and make some more progress tomorrow. So, thank you guys for watching.